Okay, so welcome to Brothers of MGTOW. This is episode 2. I'll be your host, a brother of MGTOW, and in this episode, I am going to talk about online dating profiles and the lies that women put on there. So, if I'll just start off by saying if you haven't been paying attention to this vlog series or podcast, not podcast, vodcast, that's the one way to put it, or a video series. I basically just ramble on things about myself and just my quest for MGTOW. And what you're going to see on here, I'm not trying to hate on the women. Okay? I'm trying to avoid as much gender hate as possible, but at the same time, I'm here promoting a man's quest for self-development, self-improvement, and what do you call it? And the search for truth, I guess. Okay, and really the latter. What we really focus on in this video is the latter. Okay. Um, just to recap some things that I explained in the last episode, because they will probably become important. So just remember that whenever you deal with a woman and you want to start a long-term relationship with the view to marriage, you're really looking for somebody who will invest their time, put some effort into it, and really do the hard work to maintain one. And obviously, the problem is in this day and age, with all the technology that we have, with social media, online dating, and whatnot, stuff like that, about 99% of women are just not capable of maintaining a relationship, full stop. And that's we're talking about maintaining a long lasting, a relationship for life. No, well, no, 99% of women are not capable of that. Full stop. Okay. And if I'm speaking to you, who is the 1% woman, the good woman, you got a good life, you married to somebody, or you are in a good long-term relationship with somebody, I do apologize if I have to make this video. You know, I'm not trying to hate on you. I'm not trying to shame you. I'm just speaking for the rest of you women out there that cannot do that, right? And I guess the other thing as well I explained in the last video, and this is going to become important for today, right? What does a woman look for? Really, they look for three things: looks, money, status. Looks, money, status. Okay, I'll repeat that twice just so you remember. Money will become important, status in some sense too. Okay, yeah. So I mean, just my little philosophy on online dating. I think it's a sham, especially if you're a guy. What you're going to get a lot of the time are post-war women. Again, I'll talk about the wall in a later video. Okay. Um. Yeah. So I have to say it's probably a bit of a sham in a way that it's a lose-lose situation for a guy. It's what happens when guys get really desperate, or women get really desperate, and they're just trying to look for somebody to be with. That's really what online dating is in the first place. It's really just a place for desperate women to find men. Full stop. Um, what else could I say? Yeah, I mean that's sort of why I did try the game for a week or two, and then I just thought, fuck it, it's not worth my time. I have better things to do with myself. Being a MGTOW, I focus on my own self, and I don't worry about what other people think, especially women these days. I just do my job to the best of my ability. Okay, so I'm just trying to install the Harmony quickly. I just want to. So let's start this topic that we talk about. The lies that women say in online dating. Now, the first one and the most, I guess, the most obvious one is that women say, "I want a financially responsible man." So I'm just going to pull this up first. I just want to see what's happening. Okay. Ooh, okay. So let's pull this up and let's look one by one. We got 20-year-old. No, nothing. Yeah, so the big one, especially when you get around to the post-war women, right? They sort of say, "Oh, I want a man who is financially responsible." Whenever you hear that, run for the hills. Actually, don't run for the hills. Run, go, get a rocket and go to space. Okay? Avoid her at all costs if she ever says she wants someone who's financially responsible. That should signal dollar signs, which means gold digger. Okay, potential gold digger. I won't say is a gold digger, but potentially is. The probability of her being gold digger is high. Remember, like when you sorry, I'm just gonna get. So yeah, when you do look at online dating profiles, right? This is sort of the first impression. You know, talking about money should not, but talking about money in a relationship should not be an issue until you're fully committed. You can't talk about it in the first instances. If that's what you care about, women, I should say, if you care about someone who has enough money to provide for you, blah, your potential kids, blah blah blah, screw you. We don't want that. A lot of guys, especially guys like me, just simple, average, decent, good men. We just want a decent woman. Full stop. We don't want you to give us exorbitant demands with respect to money. I'm just trying to read some stuff here. I'm just trying to see some examples. Yeah, none of them actually put any effort in it. Okay. Yeah, so as I said, like whenever you hear the word financial within the first 6 months, I would say 6 months, but the process of starting a relationship, full stop, right? So if you ever hear a woman ask about your financial situation or what you do, run. You turn them back. Okay? You turn, don't look back. Those women will only love you for your money. And trust me, when you are struggling, having a midlife crisis, she'll find another guy. That's the reality of the situation. Okay? Yeah, so as advice for the men, run if you ever hear that. Advice for the women, it's not all about the money. I think the one thing I keep saying about myself, and I think I said this in the introduction, I don't chase the money. I am content with what I have. Do I want to earn more money? Yeah, eventually. But I understand it's a long and patient process. Right now, I just want to chase my passion. And if that's not what you want, then be honest about what you want then. Okay? Now, next one. Yeah, I'm just reading this dating profile from somebody. I'm not going to obviously not say who it is. Most important quality for I'm looking for a guy who is funny, caring, and can be silly at times. What the fuck? See, these are things like I'm looking for a guy who is this, that. Right now, we can sort of see checklist. You have a checklist now. You know, And how would we feel if we failed your checklists? You know? So I'm just trying to look at a few things. Yeah, so as I said, the problem, the thing with men is we say something and we honor our word, okay? Because, especially like for me as a gentleman, I value integrity, I value honor, I value my word to a letter. And if I say I don't make promises I can't keep, right? So I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, I'll promise you the world, this, that. No, if I can't do it, I'll say it. I can't do that. Like if I can't guarantee that I'll do it, I'll say I can't guarantee I'll do it. Most men are wired like that. Most women, they say something and they mean something else. That's the problem. And that's why a lot of men go MGTOW. They can't handle it anymore. They want honesty. They want complete honesty. And they've basically given up on that. Is it too much to expect? No. You need you need honesty in a relationship. I think something I also preach in a long-term relationship, both parties must be honest with each other. They must be loyal to each other and they must respect each other. Honesty, loyalty, respect. It's a bit like John Cena's hustle, but it it has a good ring to it. Okay, if you know honesty, loyalty, respect, and then on the side there needs to be trust, which is sort of ingrained in the three, and you need communication, and honest communication. That sort of brings back to the honesty part. Okay, as I said, a lot of good men do want that. A lot of good women also do want that, especially the 1%ers, I mean. The problem is there are so many who don't. And good men encounter the women who don't value that. And then the good women don't encounter the men who value that. And then the good women end up getting burned. The good men end up getting burned. Why is it so hard to find each other? You know, that's the problem we have. Okay, I'm just going onwards. Ha! No. Okay, I'll talk about this one later. Yeah, so as I said, like this, so first of all, that's a checklist. And the second thing, well, regarding that previous one, well, I'll just say this one. Yeah. Most important thing is feeling. If it's a match, I have not much to ask for more. I'm looking for the one I can say love is beautiful, blah blah blah. Bullshit. That I want last forever. Bullshit. See, before I get to the next point, I'll probably say this now. We men, most MGTOW, like we've basically given up on the dream of finding the one. Okay, so I guess most men, but mainly the MGTOWs, we've given up on that dream. We believe it doesn't exist, right? But the good MGTOW believe that we would rather find someone who we are compatible with. I think I talked about in the last episode about women's advice for women with regards to finding a good man. It's not about finding the one. Women need to drop this dream that you're going to find the perfect man. It doesn't exist. Nobody is perfect. We are all human. Okay, women love to fantasize much more than men do. We tend to be more grounded in the reality. So this is what I'm trying to say is give up the dream of finding the one, but rather find the one that you can be compatible with, that you're not going to be at throats with each other. You know, find the one where you can start a relationship where you're not going to be fighting with each other every second day. Find a relationship where you're not going to be backstabbed, where you're not going to be betrayed. And then find the one where you can be honest with each other, you can be loyal to each other. You will be able to respect each other. And by the way, we're talking about respecting in the gentle sense here. Okay, so have self-respect, but also have a respect for one another. That's that. And then be able to trust each other. This is what a lot of relationships don't have these foundations. especially modern day relationships. And yeah, be able to communicate, right? That's what you want. Never say, oh, it's based on feeling, it's based on this, that. You're just highlighting your womanly instincts. Yeah, so back to the previous point I was going to make. Another one that I hear a lot. I want someone who is honest, caring, gentle, loyal, blah, sensitive, blah, blah, blah. Men don't buy into that. If you're that type of person, that's fine. I am that type of person. But at the end of the day, I am me. You have to take the right woman for me will have to take me as I am, and nothing more than that. If basically when a woman says that, they're basically saying, I'm looking for a man who I can control. No joke. That that is what they want. Women want a man who they can control. That's why the bad boys are attractive. They're easy to control. You know, once you turn them into the good man, oh, you've got that good man. You know, that bad boy who turned to a good man. She's got him on a string now, and then she'll dump him for the next guy. That's reality. You know. So that's the other. You know, don't buy into this. I want a man who is honest. Blah blah blah. If women were able to give me their unfiltered checklist with their honest opinion of what they want in a guy, then we'd all be running for the hills. We all know that. Everyone knows that. I'm just trying to keep going. This is another one. Yeah, so this goes sort of back to the first point. I'm just reading another one. Faithfulness and trust. So the most important quality I look for. Faithfulness and trust. Someone who is responsible and has a plan for the future. Gold digger, potentially, run. Okay, plan the responsible. We talk about financial responsibility, obviously. What else? Social responsibility, status, goes back to status. It really goes back to the theory of hypergamy, something I may explain later on, right? Basically, women only want to date up. And so if a woman is this level, then they want a man higher than that, right? Whereas we men, we are forced to date down. And eventually when the woman gets to here, and if we're not going anywhere, she finds someone else. That's the reality. That's the theory of hypergamy. It's sort of a biological wiring of a woman in a way. But at the end of the day, like the only solutions are is to say to a woman, you got to stop, okay? You need to date someone who's on your level. Me, I'm reserved. I don't mind dating someone at my level, if not higher or lower. I don't mind who I date. What I do mind is the person that I date is a good woman. That's it. What I would call a good woman. But this is not about me and my dating. I've got me out now. You know, I don't look for any. I'm not actively searching for anything more than a friendship with a woman. And I'm quite picky with who I'm friends with too, especially at my age. Okay. So yeah, what I was trying to say is the advice for women who only want to date up because they want security and this and that, get rid of it. Date someone on your level. Just date someone on your level. A true relationship, a true long-lasting relationship, has to have some sort of equality in it. You can't. The moment there is an imbalance in a relationship, you're gone. You know, there is going to be problems. The moment there is, say, let's say your relationship needs to be 50-50. When a relationship is 90-10, there are going to be problems. Shit, really, really big ones. And that's the deal with most. Women want to have just doing 10% of the work, and they want the other guy doing 90% of the work. That's not how it works. Any self-respecting man will not be in that relationship, full stop. Men want to be in a relationship where they are 50-50 with the woman. So a man will say, look, I'm going to do this much, get on my level. Let's get on the equal side. And most women, 99%, will go, I could find someone who could probably give me all that I wanted. Again, this goes back to the dream of finding that perfect man. They think that the perfect man will give them everything they've ever wanted. Fuck off. I'm done with those kind of women. I've dated one of them. I've gone south from there. It went south quite fast. This is why men pull away. This is not. A lot of women ask, oh, why do men pull away? A man pulls away when they feel like you're not doing any work. But when they feel like they're the one that have to be giving to you. That's the problem with women rejecting good men, right? Good men will do their equal share of work, and they expect their women in their lives to live as an equal. Women don't want equality. Women either want to be in control or they want to be controlled. And that's a thing that needs to be stopped, really. If women say they want a long-lasting relationship, the one that lasts forever, the one I heard before, then you need to be on the same level as the man. No more, no less. If you feel like you're doing more, then communicate with the man. Ask him to do more. If you feel like you're doing less, do more. Don't leave for another guy. That just shows how unloyal you are, That's the problem. That's the problem with women in society. They either want either extreme. They either want to control the man. But the problem with dating a bad guy is they can just go straight up and have complete control of the relationship. But when they date a good man, they want to be controlled. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, it really doesn't work like that. Should we go for more? Yep. When women talk about interests, okay? The number one red flag when a woman says what her interests are, traveling. I like to travel. Yeah, on your money. Come on. Let's not kid ourselves. Women do like to travel as long as it's on someone else's money. If you look, this is how I now screen women now. Women say they like to travel. Okay. Tell me 10 things you like about travel that you learn from traveling. Just tell me 10 things. Okay? That you've learned from your experiences of traveling. I could name, well, off the top of my head, let's say 1. I've learned to accept various cultures. I've learned to understand how cultures view certain things. Okay? Number 2, I get not only to see beautiful places, but I get to learn about their history. Okay? One example is Sovereign Hill, going to Sovereign Hill in Ballarat in Victoria. Now I'm living in Sydney, but I'm from Melbourne originally. That's sort of where my future is long term. I go to Sovereign Hill. I learn about the whole history of the gold rush. From I think dating back to the 1850s, 1860s, that era. That era when they sort of started bringing the Chinese immigrants in. They talk about that. That's what I learned from going to these places. Number 3, off the top of my head, I probably can't remember, but do you see where I'm getting at? As a man, I can do that. The problem with women is when they're asked to answer those questions, they just get flabbergasted. This shows some level of intelligence in a woman as well. So if they like to travel, if they genuinely like to travel, they will try to learn things from their experiences. But the problem is most women just want to travel on someone else's money. They just want to go to France to buy that LV bag, or to go to Hollywood, to get all the designer stuff. That's the problem with these kind of women. Gold digger, go, bye bye. Goes back to the financial responsibility one. You're not supposed to be providing the money for her. There needs to be some level of equality in a long-term relationship. Okay? If she wants to stay at home, and take care of the kids, that's fine. If you want to work, that's fine, but you need to be on the same level. You need to do the same amount of work. Okay, I'm just going to look. See, I'm just talking about this one. I'm passionate about traveling and learning about the culture, the people in each destination. I've traveled to USA, Iceland, Greenland, Italy, Malta, Sweden. So straight away, she's talking about famous places, and then she's sort of putting in between the less known places. And you got Samoa, Vanuatu, Tahiti, Canada, Alaska, Hong Kong, Thailand, to name a few. God, that's not a few. That's a fuckload. Yeah, you're just trying to show me, the places you've been. But the question is, what did you do there? You're saying learning about the cultures of the people in each destination. What are they? What are they? You still remember? And you probably go, oh, it's been years since I've been there. I probably forgot. Sorry. Bing, boom, bum, boy. See, traveling, camping, reading. See, I spend my leisure time traveling. Gold digger. Bing. Sorry. Just how old is she, by the way? 30. Yeah, she's definitely post-war, man. Definitely post-war. Oh boy. See, especially with the women, they hit the wall very fast. You gotta be able to separate them. God fucking hell. See, at least when people say I spend my leisure time going out, drinking, playing, at least they're being a little honest. And the other ones, well, I'm just reading another one. Let's have fun. Yeah, fine. Let's have fun. But once you start wanting to get serious, is that fun? See, be honest about what you want, women. Especially with dating profiles, you need to be honest with what you want. So this is the better way we should do. Name qualities that turn you off with men. Just do that. Trust me. There's another one that I'll get a lot as well, because I am overweight myself. I want a man who is physically fit. Looks. Goes back to looks. She wants to be seen with someone who looks good. I'm not even going to say anything about. If I'm going to link you guys to an episode from the Steve Harvey show. Maybe I'll link it, maybe I'll not. But if you're familiar with it, go watch that. It basically shows two, I guess they were ex-American football players. They decided that they're quite handsome themselves. They got good job. They're wealthy, successful men, and they decided to get a makeover to make themselves look average. And when they started dating there were these two women that were featured. I think they were twins. And then when these two did a group date with the women just went, build a wall, just talk, nothing, nothing that big. They just shut themselves off the moment they saw these men. It just shows how shallow women can be, especially with looks. Okay? The women always talk about, oh, fitness is important to me. You're going to get fat eventually, right? It's not a. I guess that's not the point. The point is looks fade. There will be a point in a long-term relationship where you stop getting physically attractive. Okay, I'll do that early if I have to, for me, because at the end of the day, if you're not going to love the man, your partner, I should say, for who he is, and if he's not going to love you for who you are, what do you think is going to happen then? This is why I always stress it's what matters inside. It is what is inside that matters the most. That is what is going to make a long-term relationship not only go into marriage but also make it last forever if you wanted it to. Okay? Especially post-war women, stop going for looks. I'm serious about this. Stop going for looks. I'm going to talk about another, I think, in a couple future episodes. I have no plans of what I'm going to talk about in the next episode. For this episode, I'm going to talk about something called leftover women, not only in China but in Asia in general. Okay? From my personal experience, there is a reason why women over 25, Asian women over 25, are single. I am Asian myself. Okay? You need to understand the general principle that any Asian woman who is over the age of 25, if they're single, that's a red flag. If they've never had a relationship, red flag. Straight up red flag. There is a reason for that. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it now. So I need to do a bit more research on that. Okay, it's sort of, I think that I could make that my next episode. I don't know yet. Part of that, the reasoning of that is due to what the Asian culture is like, the brutal nature of Asian culture, and I'm going to talk about that in sort of my next in that video, and talk about sort of my experiences in how I avoided that, how I was so thankful to have a mum who is not like that, you know, who I came from a broken home, right? But I'm not here to talk about that. That's not what this is about. What I'm here to talk about is what I'm talking about in that video is why I'm thankful that I avoided all the pitfalls of Asian culture. Okay. Yeah, so no, where was I? I was talking about, yeah, from my personal experience, I said that women who are over 25, Asian women over 25, there's a reason why they're single. There's always a reason why they're single. Okay? The good Asian women get snapped up at an age younger than 25. Because the good men realize eventually. Yeah, I'm just trying to. Yes, I'll say looks fade eventually. Like, I guess a question I could ask any woman is, or any guy, is if you're with a woman, do you see yourself in 5 years and look at her and say she's attractive? I mean, if your answer is no, then obviously it's not a relationship you want to be in. But then again, this is sort of what happens sort of in that long-term phase. The long-term phase, the physical attraction dies down, right? So it gets to this point where physical attraction dies down. You have one of two choices. You can either take the big path and sort of say, I want to be with someone younger, or, you know, split up and go your separate ways. Or the second thing, and this is why most pre-Gen Y, pre-Gen X relationships survive so long. A boyfriend or a girlfriend, right, must be first and foremost your friend. I stress that so importantly. A lot of men and women in this society forget that. First and foremost, they have to be your friend. Okay, this is why I always stress friends first with a woman these days. I never ask for anything more than friendship with a woman because I need to know that she can be my friend for life. Because eventually, when things start heading south, when your looks fade, when the sex dies down, and other stuff like that, it's the friendship between a couple that will lengthen the time frame of that relationship, right? If the friendship was never there in the first place, then yeah, there's nothing you can do about it, right? If the friendship isn't there in the first place, it will die down. Physical attraction always dies down. What never dies down is the ability to maintain the friendship slash companionship. That's the thing. Okay, and a lot of good men who do tend to realize that earlier. Okay, and a lot of women don't until they hit the wall. This is what I'm going to talk about, the wall, leftover women sometime soon. And yeah, I'm not going to say much else. Oh, I've talked about confidence in the last video. The women want a confident man. That comes up a hell of a lot, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm just gonna look through, see if there's anything else. If anything comes up to my mind. Yeah, simple and women are not simple creatures. Full stop. Any woman who says she's a simple person, run, run. Be healthy, healthy. Yeah, okay. It's important to be healthy. Drawing away. So this is a Chinese woman who stresses weight management in her dating profile. Sorry. Nine. Nine, nine, nine. I'm now learning to see through what women say. They're looking for a caring person. They're looking for someone to fuck over. Okay? We've talked about this. They want an honest, caring person. They're looking for someone to fuck over. Maybe you don't realize it now, but 5 years down the road, she'll leave you for someone else who is better than you. It's better not to get into a relationship with those type of women. You need to lay down the law with the woman and say, this is what I want. You can take it or leave it. But understand that if you want something better, too bad. You've committed. You've made your decision. You've made your bed, now you got to lie in it. Okay, if you want to leave for someone better, go ahead. But, yeah, I'm not even going to do other things. Yeah, so I'm pretty much done with this episode. I'm not going to elaborate too much. There's a girl who has a picture of her with a guy in a dating profile. Red flag, bye-bye. Yeah, I mean, the idea is, maybe this is an exercise for the men to do, okay? I'll finish off with this. So advice for the men and advice for the women. So advice for the men. Go create an online dating site. Not for the purpose of online dating, but I'm going to get some water first. Yeah, so as I said, go create a dating page and say RSVP or eHarmony or whatever dating page your country has. Okay? Go as I said, go find an online dating website, make an account. And what you do is maybe wait a few days for matches to come. Then once you see a woman's profile, read it. Read carefully, analyze each word. Become a bit of a woman. Analyze each word and understand what they actually mean. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to do a little exercise for that. So I am a fun and easygoing person who just wants to share life with somebody. How old is she, by the way? 27. So she's slowly hitting the wall. This look, yeah, she's hit the wall. She's hit the wall. Yeah, so basically means she's desperate for somebody. Okay, she's desperate to be with somebody. I'm very passionate about my job. What is the job? Real estate agent. Dead end job for. It's basically a job for people who couldn't. I mean, it's okay to be a top one, but as I said, a lot of people who wanted to have dreams of something, at least in Australia, if you're, especially with high, like if you're a high-end real estate agent, good, but not a lot of that available. Okay, so maybe a little too much. So maybe she's content with the job, and I'm not going to analyze that too much. I am adventurous and will try almost anything. Promiscuity, run. Ultimately, I want that person to come home to and be a part of my life so we can laugh and enjoy our future. She's looking to take shit from you. I'm not even gonna. I don't know. See, the one that turned me off is I'm adventurous and willing to try almost anything. That smells promiscuity. Potential. And when I talk about this, I'm talking about the potential is high. That is a red flag. Okay? That is what you should do. I love pets, especially dogs. Yeah, I wonder why she loves pets. Because she's probably alone and hagged up. Shit's gone south for her, as far as her love life has been. So she needs to rely on the company of pets. I love pets because I'm an introvert. I love how pets are loyal, but people, God, fucking hell. My best life skill. No, I'm not gonna go there. I typically spend my leisure time at the footy. Go to Swan. See, we have a shared interest, but we don't have the same team, unfortunately. Turn off. Sorry, go to Swannies. Yeah, I'm a Hawks fan. I'm big turn off. Big, 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 big turn off. We'll just argue about the footy half the time. I can sort of see friendship. That's it with this woman. Love a long lunch with a few drinks in the sun. Hanging on to the dream. Still, the one thing I wish more people would notice about me is my inner beauty. Yeah, should have thought about that a bit earlier. You're 27, you're on a dating website, and you're talking about your inner beauty. Either you've dated men before and you've got burned, or there's a reason why you're single. So I'm not like where you've been forever single. So I'm not gonna go down that road. Uh, yeah, I'm just gonna go to one. Yeah, so I'm just gonna end it like that, right? So for the men, make an online dating profile if you haven't, and just spend time reading through women's dating profiles and actually understand. But don't even think about approaching them, especially if you're mixed out, man. That's okay. But just I try to analyze each sentence and understand what they actually mean. And for the women, like for the 99% of the women, you need to understand what you value. If you have to swallow the red pill, so be it. But just know you're not getting any younger. Okay? Things are only going to go south for you as you age. With men, it only goes up. With men, it always goes down. Remember that. While you're still at that peak, or while you're still on the downhill, while you haven't gone to rock bottom, think about what you really, really, really want in a man. Okay? Let go of this dream that you need someone who looks good. Let go of the dream that you need someone who has money that you can take. Get rid of this gold digger tendency and really look inwards and ask yourself, do I want a lasting relationship with a man? If yes, understand it's going to take time, effort, and hard work. Okay. Don't push a man to commit early. That's the problem with a lot of women who are running out of time. Don't push a man to commitment. You will drive him away. As I said, I've talked about the levels. Try to maintain a 50-50 balance in the relationship. Do some work, as in chase him if you want to. Don't let him be the one to do everything in the relationship. Make some contributions. Maybe take him out to a movie once in a while. Like when I had my sort of 6 month fling with this woman, I had a happy 3 months because I felt that we were sort of on the same level. Then sort of when Valentine's Day came up, I can sort of see the imbalance just instantly. And I just didn't feel right anymore. Yeah, I don't know why I stayed longer than I should have. That's what I'm saying. Try to keep the 50-50 balance. Yeah, so as I said, let go of this dream of looks, money, status. Just that theory of hypergamy that a lot of MGTOW people talk about. You need to let go of it. Date someone who is on your level. Give people who are on your level a chance. You have baggage. We have baggage. Learn to find a way to mutually deal with it. Okay? Exclusively and mutually, I should say. That is how good long-term relationships work. Yeah, so I'm going to end it here. I have no plans for what's going to be on the next one, but I hope I'll get something in soon. Thanks, guys. And MGTOW.